Let's move on to the big Sunday nighter, and we got Prince of the City in the chat. I can't wait to hear what he thinks about this Eagles Cowboys because Donnie, I want the Eagles here. Cowboys opening up at -3. They are still at -3, but they're at -3 at +105. At +105, so we should be seeing 2.5 shortly. This total at 48.5 now at 49.5. Donnie, is Dallas in a tailspin? They just lost to an 0-5 team. Amari Cooper is supposed to be back this week. They're still missing 2 starting tackles. But what I want to know from you and from the chat is Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith underwhelming. Lawrence not getting after the quarterback. This defense and Rod Marinelli, whom I love, just doesn't look that good. What's going on with their linebackers who last year we were like, these are the 2 best linebackers in the league. This year, what the hell is going on with them? Dak is being exposed. That makes me feel good. I say that every year over and over and over again. Jason Garrett is a bad coach. Man, we're starting to think that he's got to have pictures of Jerry doing something horrifying because how is he still the coach of this team? And unlike Prince of the City, I think that the Eagles are going to become better and better and better as the year goes on, more and more dominant. They're a legitimate playoff team. They need help in the secondary badly, but I think they're solid everywhere else. I like the Eagles here, Donnie, but this just has one asterisk. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger, and I can't wait to hear your breakdown of the Eagles Cowboys.
Well, yeah, I was wrong last week, and it was kind of funny because sometimes you're wrong and you can still pull out a victory. The Eagles were getting shelled from the beginning. They couldn't defend anything on the outside. And here the Eagles coming down and, within a touchdown, possibly able to win, and then their defense showed its head again. Now, some things that the Vikings can do to the Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys really can't do. So, well, how about this or how about that? But the key actually, Jimmy, comes down to if Amari Cooper is healthy for this game, which doesn't look like he's going to be if he does play at all, wouldn't Amari Cooper just be in line for another 7 for 155 and 3 scores? Because the Eagles have no shot in their secondary. I don't know who's coaching the cornerbacks or just pulling guys off the street. It doesn't matter who's there. They get absolutely roasted, especially if you're an above-average wide receiver. But if he's limited or can't go, that really helps out the Eagles secondary. And then you can focus on Zeke and Dak and try to get after him on the front 7. But also, let's take into effect, you sat 2 linemen last week because the feeling going into the game with the Cowboys with the Jets was right, Jimmy. Hey, we're an NFL football team. The Jets really aren't, so it doesn't really matter who we play. As long as Zeke and Dak play, we'll walk out of here with a victory. They got stunned. They couldn't get up off the carpet coming down to that 2-point conversion. But looking at it from going forward this week, just because your 2 tackles come back doesn't mean you're healthy. You're talking about 2 guys, one on a high ankle sprain and one with a sprained MCL and a bad back. That usually spells doom. Now, do I think the Dallas Cowboys will be game because they're at home? Absolutely, I do. But to be honest with you, sometimes it doesn't come down to X's and O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes that play the game. And if Amari Cooper is healthy, I don't know if I want the Eagles in this game because they haven't shown me anything that they can defend any quality wide receiver at any time, Jimmy.
They have. They've looked so bad in the secondary. Nick O says Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. Robert Weimer says wrong team favored here. Eagles roll. Can't believe Cowboys are the favorite. Bookie Lover Q says Eagles coach put them in a must-win on Sunday. Torino says, I think the value's on the over. Eagles secondary is horrible right now.
Yeah.
Eagles offense is legit. Secondary is horrible. And I just heard you say yes to that. Is this a move that you would make over 49.5 and open to 48.5?
Both these teams should move the football. And the good point you brought up before, like when we talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Jaguars are so good. Look at their pass rush. Look at their secondary. And then you look at the actual numbers, like maybe they aren't so good. You nailed it right on the head because if we're taking a look at last year, ending the season, I loved Dallas's defense. They could win at every level. And now I'm saying, well, it's primarily the same guys. And what aren't we getting out? Something is amiss on that defense. So the Eagles should be able to move the football. Carson Wentz has been playing at a high level. You might even get Deshaun Jackson back. I like the overlook. It's in a dome, fast surface. I think we get some points here. It's a good look.
Marino says Cowboys linebacks are good. The issue is the secondary. Says Cowboys secondary is the problem, not the front 7. Big E says Dallas wins. Nico says line will not move from -3. Don't fall in love with the Cowboys. AM says Jason Garrett is what's going on with them. Tormino says Eagles corners are horrible. Jones and Douglas can't cover anyone. I think the value is on the over. Bookie Lever Q agreeing with Tomore's sentiments about the linebackers are good. They're just on the field too much. Can't sustain Dak. Can't sustain drives. DX Filer liking the under. Robert Weimer says Eagles D-line comes to play this week. Dak can't hit receivers. Some of them are hurt. The Clapper is a horrible coach. I can't bet this one fast enough. Ooh, Robert Weimer. Boogie Lover Q says Cooper is not healthy. Tormino says Eagles defensive line protected the secondary last year with Jackson and Jernigan out. Bennett gone. It's not the same defensive line. Wow. I'm liking this spot very, very much. Eagles and the over. And if Amari is back, I was actually thinking that he was going to be back, just not at 100%. And you're thinking maybe, so again, we'll need to know more on Friday night. This is the Sunday Nighter. Thank you, Paulie D. I'm not going to take it off till I have a losing week. I just hope these winning weeks are more than like 0.8 units, you know?